Hey guys, welcome back to the Calibrate Tools and DIY channel. Today we're going to learn how to tackle those small jobs with a rotary tool. See you right after this. Alright guys, so what you're looking at is a variable speed rotary tool. Now, rotary tools, if you don't know, are some of the most useful tools when it comes to precision work. For example, this is a flap disc that you would use on an angle grinder to grind out metal, even wood. But look how big it is. Yeah, it's great for larger areas that you need to grind out or smooth out, but what if you only need to get a small area? Well, you can use one of these, a 3/8 inch aluminum oxide grinding wheel. Small enough to get in those tight spaces and grind those areas that you need without grinding off more than you need. Don't you hate when that happens? Or what if you need to sand something down and you don't need a sanding pad this big because you only have to sand a very small area? Well, a rotary tool can do that for you with either one of these, either a 1/2 inch sanding drum, which is the bigger one, or the smaller one, which is a 1/4 inch sanding drum. Or what if you got to use a wire wheel on a very, very small surface and this is just too big? Well, you can use this mini wire wheel to do that. Look at the size difference. But before we get into that, let's talk about the rotary tool itself. Now, this part right here is called the collet. This is where you would insert all your attachments or accessories that you're going to use on whatever material that you need. This button here is the spindle lock button. This is what you would press down to lock the spindle when you're tightening or loosening the collet. By the way, you would do that with one of these right here, a spanner wrench. This is the power button. You got to press and hold it for a minute. These two buttons are the speed control buttons. So if you want to go down in speed, you press this one. If you want to go up in speed, you press this one. And these lights represent when you're going up and down in speed. So if I press the down button, you reduce the speed. And if I press the up button, the plus button, then that increases the speed. And if you want to turn it off, just a quick press of the power button. There you go. Now this is cordless, like I said before. It's got 12-volt battery, and you can take it off like that. Comes with a charger. All you gotta do is take this part, plug it in here, and plug this into the wall. Now when you want to install an accessory or an attachment, let's just say in this case, the wire wheel, all you have to do is stick it inside the collet right here, like that. Now you can drop it all the way in, or you can extend it to whatever length you want to extend it. You can only go so far, right? But let's just say we drop it all the way in and leave it in. Then you want to press the spindle lock button, and you can tighten it with your finger. Then you can take your spanner wrench and tighten it some more while your finger's still depressing the spindle lock, right? You don't have to over tighten it, just tighten it just enough till it can't go anymore, and there you go. Now this right here is a piece of mild steel with a bunch of welding spatter on it. I was doing some welding on it, and this is the spatter from the welding sparks, creating all these pock marks on the metal. So we're gonna see if we can grind some of those out with the wire wheel. Remember, when you're using a wire wheel, whether it's a small one like this one or a large one, bristles from the wire wheel tend to fly off when it contacts the material. So make sure you wear some safety glasses, and you know what? Grab some gloves while you're at it, because you don't want those bristles getting into your skin either. Oh, let's go ahead and turn the speed up. All right, guys, so the wire wheel didn't smooth anything out, but what it did do is make these pock marks, this spatter, flush with the metal. So it's smooth to the touch. But if you want to blend it in with the metal, let's try another accessory. I'm going to go ahead and put our grinding wheel in here. So as you can see, the grinding wheel actually smoothed out, blended in all those spatter marks. And that's actually good if you're a welder, because what that grinder can do if you need to weld a very small area, let's just say this area, the wire wheel and the grinder can clean off this area to prep the area for welding, because a dirty surface is not conducive to a good weld. And you know what? It could probably grind out a bad weld too. But let's just say you cut the metal and one of the edges of the metal is still rough from the blade. As you can see right there, see how rough that is? Well, you can take your grinding wheel and bring that down and deburr it and make it look nice and even. Yeah, you could have done that with a larger grinding wheel, with a flap disc or something like that. But if you're not really good with the flap disc, you might risk taking off more than you needed to. So we deburred that and took those sharp edges down. All right, so we have three 1¼ inch fiberglass cutoff wheels that come with the grinder. It also comes with a mandrel that you attach the cutoff wheels to, and then you put it into the collet of the grinder. So on the mandrel, you have a screw on top right here, and then you have these washers right there. You want to unscrew that. Leave one washer on. Then you want to take one of your cutoff wheels, and there's a hole right here. You want to put the screw through that. Then you want to take your other washer, put it back on the screw underneath. Then you want to screw it back onto the shaft of the mandrel. And you can use this end of your spanner wrench because it acts as a flathead screwdriver to tighten it up. Matter of fact, when you put it in the collet, take your spanner wrench, tighten that up, then take the other end of the spanner wrench, which acts as a flathead screwdriver, and tighten up the screw on top of the mandrel. And remember to keep the spindle lock button pushed in to do this. All right, so we're gonna see if this cutoff wheel can actually cut a piece of this 1/8 inch metal. All right, guys, as you can see, that fiberglass cutoff wheel, as small and thin as it is, it's sliced right through this metal. So this will be great if you need to cut some locks off, if you lost the keys to them, or if you got that stubborn bolt or nut that just won't budge, even with the WD-40. Might take a minute, but you'll get it off. All right, so if you need to sand some wood, like I showed you earlier in the video, you got a 1/2 inch sanding drum and you got a 1/4 inch sanding drum. And these are the mandrels that you can put the drums on. So let's go ahead and put our 1/2 inch drum on its mandrel. You just take it and you just slide it on, just like that. And then you do the same for the 1/4 inch drum. Slide it onto the mandrel. So let's go ahead and put our 1/2 inch drum in the collet. Go ahead and tighten it up. Go ahead and slide our 1/4 inch in. It also comes with an 1/8" drill bit. So let's slip that in. And we got some rusty woodworking tools here. Let's see if we can get the rust off of these with the wire wheel. So that's before. So look at all that rust and oxidation. Now I just installed a mandrel for this polishing wheel. So we're gonna thread the wheel onto the mandrel. It also comes with a polishing compound bar that you can put on whatever you need to polish. All right, guys, although this may be the smallest power tool you've came across, it can still do a lot of harm. So make sure you protect those eyes and those hands. I just showed you a few accessories and attachments, but you can buy 9-piece, 16-piece, 22-piece attachments for this rotary tool and get all kinds of projects done. So anyway, guys, if you appreciate this one, hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.